All right, so thanks for joining us. There will be more people joining, and we have tons of people on this line, so thanks for getting on early because it will fill up. We wanted to go ahead and do a webinar for you guys to talk about some of the changes that we've made and programs we're introducing and we have introduced. We have our current clients who are very involved in a lot of this stuff. Maybe not everything, and a lot of our current clients are on here today, so thanks for joining us. We're going to talk about marketing and recruiting all in one place, and the reason we're going to talk about that is, you know, there are lots and lots of programs out there. There are lots of CRMs. There are lots of things for home care. Mainly lately, and well, I guess all the time, recruiting is just a really hard thing to get a grasp on. And there are tons and tons of people you can listen to on the best ways to recruit. And I'm not going to pretend to be that person, but I will tell you that we have some ways to make it easier on you. And we've had a recruiting program in the past that is, I just, having learned through that, how time intensive this is for you guys. This is like other than getting clients, it's the hardest part of the whole business, I would guess. So we're going to talk about marketing and recruiting all in one place with the stuff you see on your screen: Approved Senior Network, Scope, Senior Care Inquiry Program, Senior Care Inquiry Program Recruiting, and the Senior Care CRM. So let's get to it. All right, first of all, I want all of you to know on this call that, we're going to talk about Approved Senior Network in just a second. A lot of our programs are revolving around this. If you haven't gone to ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com and gotten your free listing, if you're our client, please don't worry about this. You already have an expert listing, but there are different tiers of listings you can get, and you're welcome to get a free listing. There's so much activity going on this website, and so many people are being driven to this website that it would be totally worth your while to get your free listing on there. If you're going to do it, though, please put in your logo or a picture. Don't leave it blank. No one's going to pick you without a picture. All right, ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com. We're going to talk about the Scope program, the Skip program, the Skip program with recruiting, and how both of those end up inside of the Approved Senior Care CRM and how that benefits you. So I'm going to show you screenshots and what it looks like and all that kind of stuff. So as I was mentioning a minute ago, ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com is something that we've rebuilt, rebranded, and completely redone from beginning to end. It is a directory, yes it is, but of course we believe that it's much, much more than that, and it allows you, even at a free level, to do a lot of things. You can have your reviews there. You can put job postings up there, and we do have an entire Facebook page devoted to jobs. We are not trying to replace any of the job people that are out there or recruiters or anything like that, but we do put our job postings in front of a lot of folks. So reviews, you can put your own job postings up. You can select your, you can select the towns you want to show up for, and anytime somebody clicks on you and fills out a form, that sales lead form goes right to you. So there's lots of good reasons to be on there. So please do that when you get a chance. Take a look at ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com. So every time you put something on that, and I'm going to show you the website in just a second, but every time you put something on your listing or inside of ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com, all of those posts, so there's a job, a review, or whatever you put up there, they instantly appear not only on the website, but also on Facebook. So we have Facebook.com/Approved Senior Network, Facebook.com Approved Senior Network ALZ, which is more of our Alzheimer's content. And we have Approved Senior Network Jobs, all on Facebook. Between the ALS Facebook page and the Senior Network page, those two alone have about 17,000 people on them now. And the Jobs is about 1,000. We have to work on that one. But it is a great place to get some visibility. So when you're posting there, when you're having your reviews sent up, sending people to your page on Approved Senior Network to leave you a review, lots and lots of folks across the country get that. And we're promoting that all the time on Facebook. So please take advantage of whatever you can and get your listing up there and make it pretty. Here is just a screenshot of signing up. I'm not going to go into this. You're welcome to look at it on your own. You can't miss it. When you go to ApprovedSeniorNetwork.com, you can get a free basic listing. You can get a $49 per month listing. And if you want to be an expert, if you want to be listed as an expert, which gives you everything plus listed first everywhere and all that stuff, you have to be involved in one of our programs. And we'll talk more about that, and we can talk to you individually about that. We don't let just anybody in as an expert, but you're welcome to use the free listing if you like. There's no problem with that, or the member listing. Okay, so that is Approved Senior Network in a nutshell. But branching off of Approved Senior Network, we have other programs. So I'm going to show you those. And then as we get through this, I'm going to try to move quickly. That's when the CRM comes in, and I'll show you what we're doing with recruiting, and I'll show you what we're doing with senior care inquiries, which are like people inquiring with you about stuff. So we're going to get to that, don't worry. I just want to make sure you know all the things that are happening here, and they all relate to each other. So our SCOPE program is our Senior Care Outreach, Publishing, and Engagement. This is an important program. 99.999% of our clients are in this program. It's important to have unique content. It's important for your website and to have SEO. You need to have social media presence. You need to have a newsletter once a month. You need to have videos, and we do it all for you. We do ask you to participate. We ask you to be part of it. But this is what we have done for the last 11 years for home care agencies. This is what gets people to the first page of Google. This is the piece that cannot be ignored. So if I had to ever recommend anything to anyone, building your brand and building your empire and building your business starts right here. You have to have all this organic stuff. You can Google AdWord, waste money on that all day long, but if you don't have a base to start, if you don't have a brand built, if you don't have a little empire online, then none of that Google AdWords is going to do you any good. So, okay, so this is our main program that almost all of our clients are in. This gives you kind of the rundown of everything. We write 2 original blog posts per month. We post up to 4 of your articles per month, company news like Caregiver of the Month and all the things you're attending. We distribute everything to Facebook, Twitter, Pinterest, and LinkedIn. Monthly newsletter goes out. You get Facebook publishing 5 days a week and 2 branded videos per month. So we create 2 videos per month for you. We post them to Facebook. They're yours to keep forever and ever. You can do some Facebook advertising to get more likes on your Facebook business page. That does not mean leads, that means likes. You are in the expert level on Approved Senior Network, which I just talked about. Yay, yay, yay. And you can do all kinds of stuff with that. Mentoring and education. Everybody gets to be in the Valerie V mentoring program when they're our client. Everybody now. So there's bonus marketing content in there. There's a huge library of videos you can watch or have your staff watch. It's a ton of information, and it's all organized by category. So you can go through and watch what you want, skip around or whatever. But what people love the most actually in there, we have a monthly meeting, and they love the bonus content. So any of our programs, you get access to that. Okay, let's talk about the Senior Care Inquiry Program and the Senior Care Inquiry Program with recruiting, because these are the 2 you kind of came here for today and the ones you're going to want to hear about. So we started a beta test back in November of last year with some of our clients, and we said, okay, if we can generate interest through Facebook ads and other platforms and through kind of a funnel strategy, would you be interested in that? And a lot of people raised their hands and said, yes, I would. So we started with, I don't know how many, maybe 10 people. And then we grew that to 20. And now today we're still, and that beta test ended, and we decided to offer it as a product. So the beta is over, and we've had more and more people enroll for the Senior Care Inquiry Program. I'll tell you what that means. And I don't want you to be confused. I want to be super clear about this. Every day when you're in this program, you get inquiries from consumers in your local area within a 20-mile radius of your office. It might be a little further depending if you're out in the middle of nowhere, but basically a 20-mile radius of your office. And those people are inquiring. They are asking you for a senior care guide for their local area. In other words, I'm a senior, or my parents are aging and they might need a little help, or they do need a little help, and I could really use this free information. They ask for it and we deliver it to them via email, via download from the internet. They can do it a bunch of different ways. 90% of them are on a mobile device when they do this. Everything is set up to be completely mobile, so it looks nice on a mobile device. They can download that senior guide. It's actually, we write it for you. You do not have to do anything. We take all the information that's available. We put your information all over the front and the back cover of it, and we put it out there. In the beginning of this, I will admit, we were making 300-page guides, and that was killing me. And nobody's going to look at a 300-page guide from their mobile device. Nobody. Not going to do it. Sounds awesome, but it ain't going to happen. So we narrowed it down to about 10 pages per guide. And yes, they're pretty enough, and they're not going to, blow your mind. However, the reason we did that is because you can mail it to them. So you have to have lots of reasons to connect with these people. So they get to download their guide, and that's fine. Some people are still going to want a hard copy, and that's okay too. If it's 10 pages, you can put it in an envelope and send it to them, and you're not out a bunch of money. So they inquire about their senior care guide. They get that information. So as soon as they do that, they fill out a form in order to get that information. You get their first name, last name, their email address, their phone number, their zip code, and sometimes they'll even answer, depends, and I'm not going to get into all of our details unless you're actually in the program. Sometimes they'll even answer an additional set of questions, or 1 or 2 questions like, does someone in your life need care or resources? And a lot of times they're answering yes. Sometimes they answer no, but most of the time they answer yes. They also have the opportunity, when they download that guide, to request cost of care information. And I always tell the folks participating in this, if somebody downloads that guide and then they ask for cost of care information on top of it, they're probably a pretty good candidate. So please follow up with them especially. So you get more information about them. This time the little form asks them who needs care. Yourself, a parent, a spouse, a neighbor, a friend, or whatever. And it asks them a couple more things. They input that information, and then boom, the system gives you a note to please call them. So there's lots of cool things that happen. That does not mean that these are all qualified leads. These are people who are in a funnel. They are looking for information. They're looking for guidance. The minute you attach yourself to them is the minute they become yours throughout whatever process they're going through. They may be on the sidewalk and may not be ready for care right now, or ready to even introduce the thought of care. But on the other hand, they asked for this for a reason, and so it's on their mind. Something is on their mind. So they're in the market, but they might just be test driving right now. So you get lots of inquiries. Now, I make no guarantees on how many you're going to get, but typically, based on the ads that we run, people are getting more than 1 a day. So in a month, usually you get about more than 30, I would say. Sometimes it's right at 30. Sometimes it's way more than 30. We've had a couple people who've had like 100 inquiries in a month. But, we've tried to adjust the ads so that they attract more qualified people, meaning people who are more ready for care, identify with the ad. The ad is a story. It really resonates with people, and you get lots of good inquiries. Okay, so that's it. So once they inquire, you are instantly notified, and then we put them into a 30-day email or text email drip campaign. So over 30 days, they get 15 emails, all branded to you, all about different subject matters like caregiver stress and how to pay for home care and whatever, it's generic, frequently asked questions kind of stuff. They also get a text because 90% of these people are on a mobile device. So what we do is we send them that email that gives them the link to their free guide, and we send them a text that lets them know that that free guide has been, or that link has been emailed to them. And if they have any questions, they can call your office directly. We also use a recorded and track line, so that if they do call, those calls are recorded and you have their information collected inside the CRM instantly. So all this is going on, and your approved senior care CRM is collecting the data as it goes. I'll show you that in just a second. So we call these folks inquiries or opportunities. I do not call them leads. I try not to call them leads because I know you all are, everybody's very picky about how they define a lead. And we're not selling leads. We are selling you opportunities. It's up to you to close them. All we do is set it up. We get them in your web or in your midst, and then we drip on them and we let you work with them to eventually close them. So after the 30 days, they also will be on a newsletter list, or they'll get, I shouldn't say newsletters. If you're a current client in the Scope program, you already have a monthly newsletter, so they get that. But if you're just in the Senior Care Inquiry program, they'll get one email a month after that, for as long as you're in the program. Sort of like a little flyer or whatever. Okay, so it's all done for you. We set everything up. We do all you have to do is follow up. This is a lot. Your staff will be overwhelmed with the amount of inquiries. I can tell you that no one has told me they're sitting around twiddling their thumbs. Some people have even described it as being fire hosed with people asking for information. And that's a really nice problem to have, but you also don't want to waste your time. So, so you need to have somebody who can help you with this. You don't want to be the only person who runs your entire business and have to do this too. It's going to be a big, giant, overwhelming experience. Okay, so here's what it looks like. Facebook ad campaign development and management. We put landing pages on Facebook and Improved Senior Network. We do all this and brand it to you, by the way. We make the topical guide fulfillment pieces. You don't have to do that. We give them 15 emails over the course of 30 days, all branded to you, and then a monthly drip email after that. You have an expert listing on Approved Senior Network. You can advertise up to a 20-mile radius from your office or up to 600,000 population. Sometimes we have to go a little further for people who are in West Winnemucca, Nevada. Sometimes we don't have to go very far at all to get 1 million people. Inquiries are emailed in real time and accessible via the CRM user interface. Minimum Facebook spend. Okay, so I'm not going to talk big on pricing here because if you really want to know that, I'm not putting it in a video. You're welcome to go to the website. All the pricing is on the website, and I will tell you how you can see that. But you have to know this, and think about this for a second. Think about how much it costs per non-exclusive or exclusive lead when you buy them. $18 and up, probably, right? So we're talking about a minimum Facebook ad spend of $300 a month. That's $10 a day, and you might get anywhere from 1 to 3 inquiries a day. So that's kind of how it pans out. But you're only spending $300 per month. We want a 6-month participation because it takes a while to get it kind of, get you in the groove with all of it. And then we like a 30-day cancellation notice if you're going to cancel. We're okay with that. You just need to give us a little notice. Okay? So this is the SKIP program, Senior Care Inquiry Program. This is opportunities, inquiries, people coming to you for help and information. That is one of them. The next one is recruiting. Okay, so for the recruiting Senior Care Inquiry Program, daily candidates, Facebook and other platforms are used for marketing. We do a 5-day drip campaign with texting, and then after that, it's up to you. It's all inside of app.approvedseniorcarecrm.com. You can manage all new employment seekers there, and it's all done for you except the follow-up. So it's up to your staff to follow up with people. I'm going to show you what that looks like. So here's what we do for recruiting. And this is what we've been doing for a long time. So we had a big, giant recruiting program. But it was just a lot for us to manage, and But we learned a lot about how much trouble you guys have with this sometimes. So we sympathize greatly. Here's what we'll do. We'll run one Facebook ad campaign. We will develop and manage it. We automatically run 6 creative versions of the same ad, and we're pretty good at this by now. So if you give us a radius or some zip codes that you're interested in, we can pretty much get people in the door as inquiries. They have to fill out a form on Facebook, and they will answer some of the questions that are deal breakers, like, do you have a valid driver's license? Do you have reliable transportation to and from work? For some of you, that matters greatly. And for some of you, like, say, New York City, that matters not. Ads can be updated once a month. So let's say you need home health aides in New York, and then next week or next month, you really need some RNs to accompany, or whatever, you need something else. You can change the job ad once a month. We're not going to change it every week. We're not going to change the description, location, zip codes. We're not going to add bonuses, go back and forth with rates every day. It ain't going to happen. One time per month, we will change the ads for you as long as you're in the program. But I would say you got to let it run for at least a month, see what you get anyway. So if you want to add bonuses, things like that, think about your ad long before you come on board. We'll help you with that. We'll make sure we have all the bases covered. We talk to you about it before we post it, all that. You can schedule the applicant appointments with our CRM. You don't have to use our CRM for that. It's just an option. Inquiries are emailed in real time and accessible via the CRM interface. So they are texted as soon as they fill out that form. They get a text that says, thank you for your interest in blah, blah senior care. And I'll show you a screenshot in a second. If you'd like to set up an appointment to come in for an interview, call us now. And we put a phone number in there, and they can call you right there, because they are also 90% of the time on a mobile device. They do not have computers. You know this. They are on a mobile device. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. So we communicate the first round of communication with them. You are notified instantly. You can manage them inside the CRM with texting, phone calls, emails. You can do anything you want. You can even do voicemail drops inside of the CRM. So if you don't want to talk to them, but you just want to drop them a voicemail, like, in other words, it just shows up in their voicemail and the phone doesn't ever ring, you can do that too. It's crazy. You can do anything you want inside the CRM. Same rule goes for the people who are the senior care inquiries. You can do anything you want inside that CRM, texting, email, phone calls, voicemail drops, whatever you want. So in this case, for senior care inquiry program with recruiting, typically I will tell you that the minimum Facebook ad spend is going to be $150 a month. That's $5 a day. If you really want more people coming in the door, that's the minimum you can spend. Plus, I will tell you that's the minimum ad spend for Facebook anyway per day. So $5 a day is a minimum. We like to have a 6-month participation. Of course, we'll send you a video, train you how to use the CRM. It's not hard. It's not overwhelming. This is not Infusionsoft or Salesforce or anything crazy. It's a very basic CRM. All right, so that is the Senior Care Recruiting Program. So let's talk about this fabulous CRM that we have here. So this is one CRM platform for marketing and recruiting. Just know this will not replace other CRMs that you have. It will not replace your billing, your staffing, and your client private data. You need to use whatever you have in your office for that. That's, the ClearCares. We're not trying to compete with other CRMs. This is just our processes, our programs, and very basic data, people answering ads, basically. But you're welcome to use it to your advantage. I will say this, even though we are importing lots of stuff, we're having people answer and automatically adding them. If you have people that you want to add to this CRM, like recruits that never came on board, or just, names, emails, and addresses of people, of prior candidates that you couldn't get a hold of, we will upload those for you. If you have leads that never closed from another system, let's say you bought a bunch of leads, they never closed, you can have us add those to the system as far as, the inquiries and that. And we can start a email drip on them too. So we're not opposed to you adding your own data. We just have to do it for you because we don't want it to get all mixed up with the stuff that we're generating. But anyway, you can import whatever you want. There are some limitations on some of it, but the numbers are pretty big. So we can talk privately about that. So you can manage all communication in one place, all your calls, texts, emails, and voicemail drops. You can have access for as many staff members as you want. We'll add anyone you want to the system, and they all can have access. There's no cost to add staff members. You can see your funnel or pipeline of inquiries. You can sort them by tag or status or category. You can send bulk text. So if you wanted to send a text to 300 people all at the same time, not a group text, but just an individual text to 300 people, you can do that. You can send bulk emails and more. And you can use the appointment setting features if you want to. Now, some of you and most of you probably already have your own system that you like to use for appointment setting, so you do not have to use what's in here. It's very flexible, but you're welcome to use it. Okay, that is the CRM, and I'm going to show you some screenshots, but I want you to remember this picture. A while back, I did a webinar called Feed the Funnel, or Feed Your Funnel, or no, Fill Your Funnel, Feed the Future. Oh my gosh, too many F's. Yee. So this is our home care marketing funnel. So people come in from all different places, and you can add recruits, employment candidates to this as well. They come in and, you know, everybody wants to have as many inquiries, as many recruits as possible come to the top of that funnel. And then over time, they move down through the funnel where they're starting, where they're kind of on the sidewalk and they're not really sure. But then something happens to mom or dad and they get really sure that there's something that needs to happen, or someone's hospitalized, and then they're in the fast lane and they know that someone's going to need care as soon as they discharge, or they've already discharged and they're going to need care. And you guys often will get those crisis calls. Can you start today? This is the funnel I mentioned to you, and I'm going to show you something very familiar in just a second. So this is how you log into the approved senior care CRM. You just sign into your account just like this. And look at that. There's a funnel right there. So when you get to your dashboard, you can see we're on our dashboard. What I want you to see is, now I'm borrowing from our wonderful people at Alliance Senior Care. I tried to block out all the names, so you shouldn't be able to see anything important. But they have Senior Care Inquiry Program. They have 56 people who have come in, and this is not, they've been in about a month or so. So 56 inquiries have come into this funnel. Now look at the blue dot. You see the blue dot down here where it says 56? That's 56 people who have had a senior care guide request. If they move somebody to in-home assessment, that's the next step in this funnel, then this funnel will start turning green. And if someone signs up for services, this funnel will have some red in it. So we want as much green and red as possible in here. When you first start, your funnel is going to be blue like this all the time. But as you start moving people around in the system, and of course we show you how to do that, then your funnel starts changing colors. So just like this picture, we now have our own funnel right here. Okay, so that is the senior, what it looks like on the dashboard. Now I'm switching. This is the same client, but in the last few days, they have had 28 employment seekers. So we're looking at a different set of people. And they're all blue because 28 have answered the ad on Facebook. The next step is that they came in for an interview. The next step is that they were hired. And the next step is that they took hours. So as people move through this funnel, you can change where they are in the funnel, and this starts turning green, red, and yellow. So your funnel will start changing colors. So you can manage both your employment seekers and your senior care inquiries in one CRM. You switch back and forth. All right, let's check this out. This is what we call conversations. Everybody who comes in to this funnel through an ad is sent a message. And these are actually the messages for the employment seekers. So the first thing we send them is a text. As soon as they fill out that form, hi, want to work for Alliance Senior Care? Fill out our application on our website, and there's just a shortened link there. We'll give you a call as soon as we receive it. Somebody said yes, somebody said other things, you know. So, and over here is one of those employment seekers. I try to, you know, block out all her stuff, but she's in here. Her tag that she has is job. So we can sort all of our people by job, and we can send them all a text. We can do whatever we want. See, I can do a text where it says SMS. I can send her an email if I want. And if I go up here to the phone, up to the top right of my screen, I can click on that. It'll open up. And if I have a headset with a microphone plugged into my computer, I can call her right now. So I don't have to leave this system to talk to her, and I don't have to leave this system to add notes. So all I have to do is click on her initials, and she'll open up into a bigger screen, and I can put in any notes I might receive. I can put in an appointment for her to come in and do an interview. Whatever I want to do, I can do. So those are conversations. Let's see what I have on this next screen. Okay, this is what it looks like when you're actually looking at this person in her contact information. And I wanted to show you this. So you have your first name, last name. If you scroll down, you'll see email address, zip code. This is a person who is looking for a job. You'll see anything that we asked her. And right here it says, there's a little note. Valid driver's license? No. Reliable transportation? Yes. So this person may not be a candidate for our folks here because they need to have a valid driver's license in order to work there. And you can put tasks, notes, appointments. You could delete them. You could do anything you want right from here. You can even communicate again. Here's a place to text her. Here's a place to email her. So everything is taken care of right here. All right, this is a picture of all the leads that are coming in for senior care inquiries. I have tagged everyone as Senior Care Inquiry Program up at the top, Skip. So all I did was type in Skip, and everybody on her list who's in the Skip program, those Senior Care Inquiries, is here. Of course, I can't show you anything, so sorry about that, but you get their phone or their name, their email address, their phone number, and if I click on one of them, it'll open up, it'll show me much more information, and I can do the same thing. I can communicate with them however I want. And I can also export all of this. So if you wanted to export all of your leads, you wanted to export all of your people, especially if you decide to leave the program, you're going to want to export everything. That's perfectly okay. It just comes out in an Excel spreadsheet. All right. So that is everything that we have. That is our CRM. Those are our programs. And so I know that you're probably going to want to look at this and read about it and see pricing and all that stuff. So here is the link. If you go to this little bit.ly short link, bit.ly/SR Market 1, as in Senior Market 1. So bit.ly/SR Market 1. Write that down and go to that, or type it into your browser and go to that. And you will see that you can choose a program. This shows you all the different programs. And you can click on any one of those and it'll take you to a full page with pricing. And there's an application there. There's like a form to fill out. You can fill out, it's the same form for each one. You can fill the form out. And then Bob will set up an appointment to talk to you. And if you're ready to go, then we'll get you set up. Our team will work with you and get everything set up for you. And then we'll do some video for you, a little bit of training video, and you're on your way. It doesn't take very long. I would say from the minute you sign up, it takes us just a few days to get you started. It depends on which program you're in. For our scope program, it's a big setup process. So that probably takes about 2 weeks fully with, you know, you helping and communicating with us. But for the Skip and the Skip with recruiting, it takes like probably within that same week or so we can get you set up. So that is the situation. Now, I would imagine some of you have questions. I'm happy to answer them. All you have to do is hit your chat box and I will take any questions that you might have. How come I can't see? Oh, here we go. All right, so I'm in the chat and I will be happy to answer any questions. So who has a question about one of these programs? They can be purchased, by the way, together or separately. You don't have to do any one particular program. Does anybody have any questions? Just type it into your little chat right there and I will happily answer it for you. Do the caregivers have to be in Skip Recruiting to get employed? No, we don't care how you employ them or who you employ them with. This is not an employment CRM. This is just a marketing CRM. So we recruit, we do the ads. Everybody comes into this CRM because it gives you a place to communicate with them. If you want to hire them, that's fine. If you don't want to hire them, that's fine too. If you want to take them out of this CRM and move them over to something you like to use, that's okay too. Whatever you want to do. This is simply a place to aggregate all of your people, all of your senior care inquiries or all of your recruiting people, place, communicate with them, get them set up for their appointment, and then you can do whatever you want. If you have people who have never been in this program and you want to add them to it, you're welcome to send us a list, and that way you can add them in and communicate with those people. I hope that answers it. Is Skip Recruiting connected to LinkedIn? Well, it's not. It probably can be, but it is not at the moment. And the reason I say that is because I think most of our recruiting that we do for this, if you're using our services, we use Facebook and it works fabulously well. We don't use LinkedIn for recruiting. I always feel like LinkedIn is more for the higher ups, the VPs, administrative assistant, and people like that, directors, managers. I don't see recruiting caregivers from there. I could be totally wrong about that, but they're on their phone and they're on Facebook, and that's where we recruit from, and that works really well for us. We also advertise on Instagram, by the way, but that's where we recruit from. Okay, what if we have more than one office throughout the state but use the same system? You can do whatever you like. The CRM itself doesn't care where you live or who you are or which computer you're using. The challenge is that you would have to make sure that when the ads are placed on Facebook or wherever we place them, that we have all of your territories covered. But they all come into one place. You can add as many employees as you want to the system to help you manage it. And the budget that you pick for Facebook is up to you. So if you wanted to spend $150 for one territory and $150 for another office, you could do that. I don't know, it just depends on how far apart you are. We're happy to give you some guidance on that if you want to talk to somebody. Any more questions about senior care inquiries or recruiting or the CRM or scope? So I'll tell you about our success with senior care inquiries. We have some very, very big clients and we have some very, very small clients. And I can tell you that for the most part, anybody we've done this for has been happy with the number of people coming in through recruiting. But I will also say that it's really important that if you're going to use this program, that you actually engage with it and you use it and you look at it and you acknowledge people and you text with them and email with them and you call them. None of that's going to go away, but to know that it's all in one place is definitely helpful. And to be able to export the data is helpful too. So you can move it into whatever other systems you have. But it is so important that you use this. It's not hard. We do videos for you. It's easy to get to know. And you can use as much of it or as little of it as you want. So does anybody else have questions about Skip or Scope or Skip Recruiting? Okay, so I want you to go to bit.ly/SRMarket1. And when you go there, you'll be able to see all the different programs, the pricing, and whatever else you need. If you're not sure, yes, you can have multiple users in the questions. Yes, you can have as many employees as you want in the account. You can have multiple users. That's what I meant by that. Anybody who's helping you with anything regarding whether it's marketing or recruiting, absolutely. Anybody in your office can be on there. I see you, Beth, and we will do that. Okay, Beth wants to add the recruiting, please. Okay, so go to bit.ly/SRMarket1, and if you're not sure what you want, or you're not sure what you need, or you're not sure which parts and pieces, all you have to do is fill out that form, and Bob will talk to you, and we'll get you set up on the right road, and then you'll be talking to me and some of my staff who are setting up everything for you in the background. Okay, and we'll make sure everybody's on the same page for all of it before we launch. All right. Oh, can you please clarify if the CRM is available as a standalone system or just with the packages? Oh, the CRM is only available at this moment with one of our packages. We aren't going to just sell it to somebody without having some input in having, inputting it. Now, that's not to say that we won't do that in the future, but it hasn't come up, and it's not something I think that any of us are really interested in at the moment, only because this truly does not replace any other CRMs that you have. This is a very basic CRM, and it's only going to be useful for marketing and recruiting. But yeah, we'd be happy to talk to you about it. Okay, I think that's it. I don't see any more questions. So awesome. All right. Everybody have a great rest of your week. Have a great weekend, and I hope to see you on the other side. Let's get some recruiting stuff sewed up for you, and let's get some inquiries in your office doors. Thanks. Bye, guys.